I spent 5 years making a documentary that pretty much no one will ever see. And sadly, that is not an uncommon story. I want you to learn from my mistakes, so when you make your next documentary, you can make something enjoyable, viewable, and, could you imagine, profitable. So, what did I learn, and what should you learn from me? It's time for the recap episode. But first, cheers to learning from your mistakes. All right, let's see what we got. Episode 10. Lessons. Here we go. I'm going to go through quickly. This will be a shorter one. Just all the lessons that, and I watched all of these back before doing this episode. Everything that I heard myself saying, obviously I had a lot of things written down, but I did say some things during episodes where I was like, okay, so I want to make sure that I'm passing on the right stuff here. Maybe I said something more candidly and I was like, oh, that's right. So I'm going to go through all of the little bullet points that I have for you. And maybe this way you don't have to watch any of the episodes. You can just TLDR. TLDW. Too long, didn't watch. We can do that. Did I start that? Did I start that? No, I'm kidding. Okay, let's get into the lessons. Lesson number 1, build a proof of concept. Convince yourself first that it's worth it. That is huge. You should be doing all of the building a pitch deck, gathering information, researching, figuring out what other stories are like this, if any, what's your audience. You should be pitching yourself first, because in that process, you will convince yourself that this is right, if the story is right, or if it should be shifting to a different direction. And then you will already be on your way to convincing other people to support it, to follow along, to give you money, etc. That's that. Speaking of, build your audience from day one. Day one. Even if you haven't filmed yet, just do it. Get the Instagram account, get the TikTok account, get the usernames, Facebook, get a Substack, get a YouTube, get everything, a website, get anything you might need for this to help build it, to help support it, to help push it out to the public. Just do it and remind yourself to consistently be bringing people along the way with you as you tell the story. Oof. Contracts. Get your contracts in order. Get a lawyer. Get a lawyer. You are not a lawyer. If you're a lawyer and you're watching this, congratulations. For the 99.9% of the other documentary filmmakers out there, you are not a lawyer. Do not pretend that you are. Just because you read a No Film School article about here's all the contracts you need does not mean you know what should be in that contract. And you do not know how to protect yourself. Don't even confuse yourself. Do not even think for a second. Get a lawyer. Get a real lawyer. And have them tell you what you need to put in a contract and what could happen down the line. It is so important. I've told you not once, but twice how this has ruined me. Do it. This was episode, I don't know, maybe like 3 or 4. I said it a few different times in a few different ways. When you're making a documentary, this is your story. You control the narrative. You control the story. You are going to be the one with final cut, the say on what ends up on a screen of any sort. So don't let anyone else convince you during the process that this isn't your story, or you should tell it their way, or you should do what they want. This is your story. Hold on to it and tell it the way you want to tell it. Oof. The wrong gear will be more of a problem than a solution. I think that was episode 3, all about gear and, building the right kit for what you need, nothing more, nothing less, understanding how your kit works, and using what you need to use, not what you think you want to use. Oof, cannot stress this enough. I had so many gear problems with my first documentary. The second one was better in terms of the Good Cake documentary that I'll talk about next episode. The only thing I messed up on for that was I didn't have a professional lav mic. I had gotten rid of my Sennheiser because it had so many problems with RF. Like if you know anything about wireless lavs, I just had so many dropouts with that. I was like, I'm never using this again. And then I just really didn't do audio for a while. I would just do shotguns for interviews and stuff and on camera. And then of course with Amber, with this, Detroit documentary, needed to have her on a lav, and all I had was those Hollyland kind of clip-on ones, like kind of influencer style ones, and those were just as bad, like especially outside. They would drop out a lot. And so yeah, major mistake on this current documentary with audio. Everything else I've learned a ton from, and since then I've bought a Sony lav pack that is incredible. But again, just I didn't want to spend a few $100s on a nice lav pack and lav pack. So don't make that mistake. Make sure you know what gear you're using and why. Have an archive plan and be good at data management, or get someone who is good at data management. I talked a lot about archiving original raw files, etc., backing up at least once, hopefully twice, different locations. Have an archive plan and stick to it. Do not lose your footage. Do not confuse footage. Things will be accidentally deleted if so. Stay organized. Monitor your mental health. Doc is very deep. That's the note I put. I talked a little bit about this. It is a very large topic. It's larger than I mentioned, especially if you're sitting with footage for a long time. You kind of get trapped in time with that footage. The world and these people move on and around you, and you're kind of just in this thing. It can be very taxing on you and your mental health. Documentary in general, it can be taxing, especially if you're interviewing people in a very harsh situation or life situation. Just monitor your mental health. Luckily, it's 2025, and this is a bigger deal for all of us now, and we are cognizant of it. It's not a joke. Definitely do that. As a reminder, documentary is not 100% candid and unbiased. Don't fool yourself. The Tom Green thing, very real. In the edit, or maybe even before, don't second guess yourself in what you're doing, especially when you've made it to the end and you're putting the story together in the edit. Don't think twice about everything you've been preparing for however long it might be. Stick to it, push through, and bring other people in to see what you're doing, because you will confuse yourself. You will convince yourself that you're wrong or that it's not good enough. Don't second guess all the hard work you put into this. Just push it through. Also in line with that is taking breaks, or maybe even taking such a long break that you get to forget about this project and story. It's very pivotal to discovering new things about your stories, things that might be hidden inside of interviews or concepts that you might have kind of overlooked. Take breaks, come back with fresh eyes and ears, and go from there. Last thing, know what kind of documentary filmmaker you are. We talked about this a bit in terms of the reality of documentary. Do you want to be that person that does more corporate sponsored docs? Do you want to be that person that finds their own money? Do you want to make documentaries for other people? It's good to know who you are, and if you are able to figure out your style, your personality, what vision you can bring into projects, and how that fits into whatever sector you want to be in, it's good to figure that out. Maybe try different things. Maybe do something for whoever, or maybe make your own on your own, or maybe build a team and go from there and realize how the politics of all of that works, especially with the companies or the team. Just figure it out, because that's the best thing I could really give you in terms of moving forward in your career. Is you need to know like why you're doing it and what you're doing and for whom. And if you're able to show up like any other career and be happy that you're there and you know that you're doing what's right for you and other people, then life is just much better. So those are the lessons that I can give to you. I have no idea how many they were, but take it as you will, with a grain of salt, of course, and with a shot of some fresh RO water. Oh, there we go. Cheers to that.